Addition and subtraction with mixed numbers. If you want to take a minute to pause this video to read over the blueprint, go for it. This has got some helpful information in here for you. Now let's get started. So whenever we add or subtract a fraction, you have to have a least common denominator. If you pick the greatest common denominator, well, that just means that you might have a really big number that you have to reduce in the end. So just double check. Anyways, the least common denominator is going to be the smallest number that all the denominators will go in. If you notice here on these first two examples, and also see right here on this example, all the denominators are the same. So I'm just going to show y'all the old school method on solving these. It's straightforward. If you use the other method where you can line them up, the whole numbers, and line up the fractions and add or subtract, be careful because in subtraction there's an extra step. And if you miss it, you get your answer wrong every time. So let's just solve one. I'm going to take this second one here and I'm going to bring down the denominators because I want to convert the mixed number to improper. Now, what don't change is the denominator. So to find the new numerator, I'm going to say this denominator times that whole number plus this numerator. And then I'm going to do the same way on this next one. I got this denominator times this whole number plus the numerator. So 3 times 4 is 12 plus 1 over 3 plus 3 times 1 plus 1. Got 13 thirds plus 4 thirds. All right. And if you notice, the denominators here are all the same, so I could just write it over the same one. So I got 13 plus 4 is 17 thirteenths. Now, if you're asked to write this in, well, first, it doesn't reduce. 17 and 3 both are prime, so they don't go into each other. Next, it's written in an improper format. So if it is asked to write as a mixed number, we can take that extra step and write it as a mixed number. Now, the denominator does not change. Now we need to find the new whole number and the new numerator. So I'm going to take the numerator, put it inside the doghouse, the denominator on the outside. I asked myself, how many times would 3 go into 17? Well, 5 times, because 5 times 3 is 15. 17 minus 15 is 2. So my new whole number is 5, and my new numerator is 2. So that's mixed number form. Now let's do a subtraction one. I want to do this one right here. So I'm going to convert them all to mixed numbers. I'm going to convert all the mixed numbers to improper fractions. And what don't change is the denominator. So I'm going to say denominator times that whole number plus the numerator. I'm going to say the denominator times the whole number plus the numerator. Okay. So now I have 12 times 13 is 156 plus 1 gives me 157 over 12. Minus 20, or excuse me, I was almost gave you the answer. 4 times 7 is 28 plus 1 is 29 over 4. Now, in order to subtract these, I need a least common denominator. And I notice I have 12 and I have 4. 12 will not go into 4. However, 4 will go into 12. So let's convert this one to 12 in the denominator. Well, 4 times 3 gives me 12. And what I do to the denominator, I must do to this numerator. So now I got 157 minus 29 times 3 all over that 12. So let's go ahead and clean this up just a little bit. So now I got what? Let me write this right here. So I got 157 minus, so 29 times 3 gives me 87. So 87, 157 minus 87 is 70 over 3. Now, we want to see if 3 will go into 70. Well, if we did that, we'd say, oh, 7 plus 0 is 7. 3 will not go into 70. Okay, so this is in the simplest form. If I want to write it in mixed number form, the denominator doesn't change. Let's come over here. Put the numerator inside the doghouse, the denominator on the outside. 3 goes into 7 2 times. 2 times 3 is 6. 7 minus 6 is 1. Bring down the 0. 3 goes into 10 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. 10 minus 9 is 1. So it's going to be 23 for the whole number and 1 for the new numerator. And that is written in mixed number form.